Every year, a coastal scientist known as Dr. Beach releases his top 10 list of the best beaches in the United States. And in 2025, Florida once again made the cut. And one beach didn't just place, it ranked in the top 5 nationally, making it, or according to him at least, the best beach in Florida. And what makes this win even more surprising is that just last year, this very spot was nearly destroyed by hurricanes. So that's quite the comeback story. Now you might be thinking, okay, but who is this Dr. Beach and why should we care what he thinks? Well, Dr. Beach is actually the nickname for Dr. Stephen Leatherman, a coastal scientist, author, and professor at Florida International University, where he directs the Laboratory for Coastal Research. He's been studying beaches for decades, he's written more than 20 books on the subject, and his annual list gets covered everywhere by everybody from National Geographic to the New York Times to me right now. His annual top 10 is basically the Oscars of beaches. And this is a man who really knows his sand. His rankings are based on 50 different criteria, things like sand softness, water clarity, beach safety, facilities, wildlife, rip current danger, even how many cigarette butts are in the sand. It's science, not guesswork. And on the list for 2025, the highest ranked Florida entry and the state's best beach according to this list was Delnor Wiggins Pass State Park in Naples, coming in at number 4 in the entire United States. And another Florida gem, St. Andrew State Park in Panama City, also landed on the list at number 7. And here's the full top 10 list for 2025. Number 1 is Cooper's Beach in Southampton, New York. That might be kind of surprising. I'm actually not familiar with that beach. I've never been. But let me know in the comments what you think if you've ever been there. Does it deserve the top slot? Couple more beaches in Hawaii, New York again, South Carolina, Hawaii, and then Cape Cod. And here's the twist. Once a beach reaches number 1 in the country on this list, it is retired forever. So kind of think of it like hurricane names. Once they make history, they never come back. It keeps the list fresh, lets new spots shine, and makes every number 1 feel kind of like a Hall of Fame induction. Now be honest, how many of you have actually heard of Delnor Wiggins before this video? Exactly, I'm sure there's a few of you, but I bet you didn't guess this one. And that's what makes this one so surprising. Delnor Wiggins is a mile-long slice of powdery quartz sand on a 166-acre barrier island near Naples. And unlike Florida's more developed beaches, here you'll find plenty of shady pines, mangroves, crystal clear Gulf water, instead of high-rises and traffic. Any beach that lets you get away from it all and away from all the big high-rises and hotels is definitely a win in my book. Delnor Wiggins scores really high across the board. The sand, it's white quartz that stays cool under your feet even in August. The water is calm, clear, and great for snorkeling. There's even some rocky outcrops just offshore that attract lots of tropical fish, which is kind of rare for a Gulf Coast beach. It's also one of the best shelling beaches in Southwest Florida. You'll find whelks, olives, conchs, basically nature's way of saying free souvenirs. And wildlife thrives here too. It's on the Great Florida Birding Trail, so you might see some bald eagles, ospreys, and herons. In summer, loggerhead turtles nest in the dunes, and manatees and dolphins, they're regular visitors here just offshore. And while some people are swimming and snorkeling, others are fishing at Wiggins Pass, pulling in snook, redfish, and maybe even a tarpon. Only in Florida can you have a kid building a sandcastle just 20 feet away from a guy trying to land dinner. You might even see an osprey diving for fish, which is very majestic to see, unless you're the fish. Add in some paddleboarding, kayaking through mangrove estuaries, or just wandering the sand looking for shells, and you've got a beach that doesn't just look pretty, it feels alive. And here's what makes this award even more remarkable. This is a beach that has taken an absolute beating in recent years. In 2022, Hurricane Ian did severe damage to the beach and this entire part of the coast. And just as it was recovering, along came Hurricanes Helene and Milton in 2024 to mess things up all over again. Beach facilities were wrecked, dunes were eroded, and the park was closed for a long time. Many thought it would stay that way for years, but yet by early 2025, it reopened, and just a few months later, it was crowned Florida's best beach, number 4 in the nation. That is one incredible comeback, right up there with the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 51. And if you're thinking about visiting, this park is open daily from 8 a.m. to sundown. Admission is $6 per vehicle, or $4 if you're just by yourself. $6 for a carload of people is a pretty good deal. That's cheaper than a bottle of water in Miami Beach. And just like all Florida beaches, it uses the colored flag system for surf and safety. Pay attention to those flags, because if you ignore them, you might just end up starring in your own episode of When Jellyfish Attack. Try to make it out here on a weekday if you can. You'll have more of the beach to yourself and a much easier time finding parking. And if you come out here in the morning, you will definitely have the entire beach to yourself. Except for those snowbirds over there doing paddleboard yoga. Yeah, it's a real thing. Florida beaches have a long legacy of topping the charts on this list. St. Andrews, Grayton Beach, Fort DeSoto, Siesta Beach, they have all claimed the #1 spot before being retired. Now you might be wondering, wait, if St. Andrews won the top spot back in 1992, how is it back on this year's list at number 7? Well, that's a good question, because originally once a beach won #1, it was retired forever. But in 2016, Dr. Beach reset the rules to bring back former winners, though they can never take #1 again. That's how St. Andrews showed up again this year. It's still one of Florida's best beaches, but it's not eligible for the absolute top spot because it already won that, at least according to this guy's rules. So in 2025, Florida's best beach isn't the one you see on every postcard. It's a barrier island park that came back from hurricane destruction to claim the spotlight. We love a good underdog story around here. Delnor Wiggins Pass State Park, number 4th best beach in America, #1 in Florida. And thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. It really helps more people find this video. And subscribe for more Florida travel guides, fun adventures, hidden gems from the Florida theme parks to the state parks. And let me know in the comments, which Florida beach do you think deserves the top spot? I'm a big fan of Siesta Key, but it's already been the #1 winner before, so it's kind of retired. But let me know what you think. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there, and I will see you around the Sunshine State.